All right. Hey, money planners. It is 2 o'clock and time for Money Plan Mondays. If you haven't noticed, I have switched the time, so we are still on Mondays each afternoon, but instead of 1 o'clock p.m. on Eastern Time, we're now 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So every Monday, 2 o'clock p.m., put it on your calendars. So each Monday we go live to talk about all things money related, building a solid financial foundation to be on the path to building wealth. I'm Malika Daniels. I'm a money coach. I'm also an accredited financial counselor and the founder of Women Who Money Plan. And I help high achieving women to build a solid foundation with their money, improve their relationship with money so that they can better understand how they're utilizing their money so that they can grow wealth and achieve all of their financial goals. My mission is really to help women feel empowered when it comes to how they handle their money. And so that is one of the reasons why I do this live each week, just to give more information, to have more conversations about money. The more we're talking about money in safe spaces and feeling more open and vulnerable to really have deeper conversations about money, the better off we all can be. I really feel like we all can win when we share the information and the knowledge that we have and share each other's experiences. And if we're just consistently thinking that, money shouldn't be talked about and it's a taboo subject, then the people that have the information are going to hoard it for themselves, and people that aren't aware of different tips and things that they should be doing are never going to be able to learn. So I'm here to share as much knowledge as I possibly can with all of you. So if you're joining me today, our topic is going to be the bonus and tax season. I work with a lot of women who work in corporate. And working in corporate America, a lot of times you might be getting a bonus for all the hard work that you've done in the previous year. And bonus season tends to line up with tax refund season. So it's a time of year when people are getting their bonus checks and also might be getting a refund from their taxes. And how many of you have ever gotten a tax refund or a bonus or even just a lump sum of money from something, maybe a payout from a settlement or something like that, and you're all excited about that money and you can't wait for it to come, but then after you get that money 6 months later, you're wondering, where did it go? What did I do with it? And you're still feeling like you're in the same financial position that you were in even before you got that lump sum of money. I feel like that happens time and time again, where we don't have a set plan in place for that money. And if we don't have a plan, then it's just going to slip out of our hands and we're not going to be able to hold on to it. Sometimes people might have a plan, and that plan might not be a wealth building plan in mind, right? The plan might be, once I get this money, I'm about to go shopping, or once I get this money, I'm about to go on some trips or things like that, which is a plan, but it's not a plan that's going to get you in the situation where you can then build wealth from it and where you might not have a lot to show from it. So if you go shopping with that tax refund, you might be excited in the moment, right? That instant gratification where you like that new shirt or new shoes you got, but 6 months later, are you still going to be as excited about that shirt? And 6 months later, can you still even fit the shirt? I know for me, I probably can't still fit that shirt that I bought 6 months ago. So today we're talking about how we can make the most out of those lump sums that we might be getting around this time of year. So I'm going to tell you a little quick story about a client of mine. I just want to make sure I find my information so I'm not skipping anything as I'm talking. Okay, so a client of mine, and she was getting a pretty large bonus from her corporate job. And she wasn't sure what to do with it. She was really excited about getting this bonus and wanted to really make sure that she did right by this bonus. She wanted to make sure she didn't have regrets on the things she was doing and had something to show for it after getting this bonus. So we had a coaching session. And these are the things that kind of came out of it, and it was pretty amazing. So we were able to create a plan where she was able to put some money to savings, so that she had backup money in case anything happens moving forward. She shouldn't have to add to any debt, right? She was already struggling with debt, so we didn't want to add to debt for unexpected expenses. So we put some money to savings, and then we were able to knock out 3 credit cards, okay? She had more than 3 credit cards, so it wasn't getting her completely debt-free or anything like that. We were able to knock out 3 credit cards debt. And getting rid of 3 of those credit cards was able to free up about $400 a month that she now had to herself that she could use for paying down other credit cards or putting towards savings and things like that, that is no longer going towards the credit card company. So knocked out 3 credit cards, basically gave herself back a $400 increase in pay, right? Because she's not paying that out every month anymore in expenses. But one of the two of the bigger things that happened was, one, we were able to reduce the amount of time that she would be in debt by almost half, because she has a lot of credit card debt. So it's going to take a while to work her way out of this debt. But by knocking out those 3 credit cards off the bat, we were able to cut that time that she's in debt almost in half. But the even bigger, amazing thing that came out of the plan is we were able to reduce the amount that she is paying towards interest towards credit cards by $40,000, okay? And she did not have a $40,000 bonus, but we were just able to make that bonus work in a way that, with as fast as she was paying down the debt with the 3 credit cards that she knocked out, and then now the plan that we were going to be using to continually pay down that debt faster, she was originally going to be paying $50,000 over the life of all of her debt loans. Okay, so over the time that it would take her to pay off all of her credit cards and all of her loans, if she was continuing to pay just the minimum payment each month, over time she would pay about $50,000 in interest. That's just money that's going straight to the credit card companies. That's on top of what she already spent on the item she was buying, right? But this is just $50,000 of interest that she would have been paying if she was just paying the minimum payment over time. But with our plan that we put in place, she was able to get that down to only $10,000 of interest over the life of her loan. So that's saving her a lifetime of $40,000. What would you do if you had an extra $40,000 available to you? This is the type of stuff that's possible when you create plans with your money, okay? So this is why this conversation is so important. It's not just about the 3 credit cards that she paid off. It's not just about getting the $400 a month back to her name. It's also about that $40,000 that she can now make moves with to work on building wealth, okay? Because it's back in her pocket and not going to someone else's pocket. So I'm going to talk to you about 6 things that you can do to use your bonus or tax refund or both to help improve your wealth. We're working towards building that solid foundation and building wealth, right? So the first thing you can do is always pay down debt. For the most part, paying down debt is pretty much like giving yourself a pay increase. When you are paying down debt, you are then reducing the amount of money that you are giving to your debtor, the person that loaned you the money, and you are putting that money back into your pocket that you can then use for other things. When you are paying interest on these debt loans, you are just paying additional money to somebody else on top of what you've already bought. There is no need to pay more for an item, right? Inflation is already high enough. You don't need to buy the item at a high price and then pay somebody else more on top of what we're already paying for the item. So number 1, you can use that money to pay down your debt. If you are not sure what strategy to use when it comes down to paying down debt, hello, you have somebody you can talk to about that, about all the different debt payoff strategies, okay? There's different things that you can do depending on your situation on which debt payoff strategy might be the best for you. So that's number 1. Number 2 is increasing savings. You can't go wrong increasing your savings. Why? Because 1, you can have an emergency fund for when things go wrong. If you lose your income for some reason, you have that backup. 2, it's going to help you to make sure that you stay out of debt. Because when unexpected things happen, if we don't have money in savings, we tend to then use the credit card, and that puts us back into that debt cycle. So increase in saving is also going to help you stay out of debt. Increasing savings can also give you peace of mind. I know for me, having savings helps me feel a lot more at ease that when something goes wrong, we're not going to be screwed because of it. We know that we have some money in the bank that's going to be able to cover whatever is happening. So it's going to increase your peace of mind. It's going to decrease your chance of falling back into debt. So 1 was pay down debt. 2 is increase your savings. Number 3, setting money aside for upcoming expenses. A lot of times you talk about emergency funds or the unknown things that pop up and how you want to be prepared for those. But a big piece of planning is planning for those upcoming expenses that we know are coming. So if you know that your kid has their 16th birthday coming up and you want to do something big for that, and that's in 3 months from now, put money aside from that bonus or tax refund so that when that huge birthday party comes up, you have the money to pay for it. If you know that you have a trip, maybe you're planning a trip that you want to take with your family in a few months, put money aside. When you get this big lump sum of money, use it, right? Put it aside so that you have it for that trip that you're planning. So whatever it might be that you know is upcoming, this is planning ahead. So thinking about the next 3, 6, 9 months coming up, what do you have the rest of this year that you're going to need money for? A lot of times we don't think about those things and we end up spending the money we have because we have it right now. And then when that time comes 3 months from now, we're like, oh crap, what am I going to do? I forgot I had to pay for this, or I forgot I had this coming up, right? So just plan ahead. So that's number 3, setting money aside for the upcoming expenses that you know are coming. I'm not talking about the things that you can't predict, but the things that you already know are coming, we can plan for those. Number 4 is funding your IRA. This is going to be towards like your retirement account. Or even if you have a Roth IRA that you might not even be necessarily planning to use for retirement, but investing some of that money into an IRA, brokerage account, things like that. IRAs are great because they give you tax savings. I am a huge proponent of fully funding Roth IRAs each year if you were able to do that. So that bonus or tax refund might be a great opportunity to fund your IRAs. Another thing that you can do to build wealth using your bonus or tax refund is use it as a down payment on a house. Maybe you are renting and you've been really wanting to become a homeowner. This is a great opportunity to put that money aside, start making that plan so that you can become a homeowner, and then you can show the mortgage companies that you are responsible, that you have money in the bank, you have savings, and you could be trusted to take on a mortgage loan. So holding on to that money, putting it into a savings account that's designated for becoming a homeowner. It could also be, in addition to buying homeownership, it might not be your primary home. Maybe you want to use this money to start investing in real estate. That's another option as well. That's something that we've done a few different times. When it came to bonus and tax season, we have used some of those funds as down payments on investment properties. This is another strategy, again, to use that money to build wealth. So when 6 months from now, when you're looking back and you're like, where'd that money go? Oh, you're going to know. It went to buying that house. It went to buying that investment property, funding that IRA, paying down that debt, building up those savings, all those great things that are putting you on the path to build wealth, okay? And then the last thing that I have on here is putting a little bit of those funds aside to hire a money coach. Now, the cost of a money coach to work with me is not going to take your full taxes or your bonus or anything like that. So this is just a small portion of that, but it would be really beneficial to put some aside to be able to hire a money coach who can help you to develop the right strategy for your situation. So that way you're not sitting here wondering what happened to your money. You know that you have a solid plan, that you've bounced off of somebody else. You have somebody to help hold you accountable to that plan. And at the end of the day, you're going to fare off way better by having a professional help you to make this plan instead of just kind of guessing and hoping that you're making the right choices. So again, the 6 items that you can, there are 6 things you can do to build wealth with your bonus or tax refund are: pay down debt, increase your savings, set money aside for upcoming known expenses, fund your IRA, use it as a down payment on a house that could be your primary or an investment property, and then hire a money coach. All of those steps are really going to be beneficial to increasing your chances of building wealth. So if you are expecting a bonus or a tax refund, I would love for you to comment in the comments below and let me know what's your plan for that money. How are you going to ensure that you do right by that money and use it towards the goals that you have for your life, that when 6 months from now you look back, you're not going to wonder where your money went, but you're going to be proud because you know exactly where your money went because you told your money where to go and you made it happen. I will also add real quick, because I didn't mention this when I talked about the savings account, but putting that savings into a high interest account. So that way you are building interest on the money that you're putting in savings. I forgot to add that part in there when I was talking about it. So again, comment below with what you're planning to do with your bonus or your tax refund this year and how are you going to use it to build wealth. I will also put a link in the comments for if you would like to schedule a free consultation call with me and we can talk about what it is that you would love to work on, what your goals are, and how we can help you achieve those goals together. I'm so excited for you guys all working on becoming money planners and becoming women who money plan, because this is the key to building wealth, right? Is to really be intentional about what you're doing with your money. And by following along to Women Who Money Plan, you are making those steps to show that controlling your money is a priority for you. So thank you for joining me today. That's all I have for you. Again, we'll be back next week, Monday, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time. And just make sure to post in the comments with what you are planning to do with your bonus and tax refund. And hope you have an amazing week. Take care.